Okay, so I'm going to do this walkthrough in kind of the sequence of steps that make the most sense for this system. So there's just going to be 4 steps, I think. So what we're going to do, first step, create a new project. Second step, we're going to add some tasks to that project. Third step, we're going to create a specific project view. Fourth step, we're going to drag tasks into the project view timeline. And I was wrong. There are 5 steps. Fifth step, we're going to show how you can archive old projects or completed tasks. So step number 1 is going to be to create a new project. I'll quickly show you what the pages are. So you have a projects view, which is broken up by business areas. You have a tasks view, and you have your archive. And then we have our new project view button, and we have a widget which actually holds all of our tasks, all of our active tasks. So let's just start with the sequence as I mentioned it. So we can add new projects from the home dashboard or from this projects page. I'm going to do it directly from this projects page since I get to tag it automatically when I add it to the right area or the right subgroup. So let's say we had a services project, which was, let's say, Acme Inc. branding project. And what I'm going to do is just hit this project template button, which will give me some of that project view, which is going to be handy. I can fill in these factors, which are really just there to help me prioritize projects. So if I want to use this prioritizer tool, I can add the cost, impact, and urgency and get a score based on those factors. But for now, first step, we're just going to create a new project in the timeline, give it an end date. So this is a quick 2-week branding project. And now, next step is to add some tasks. So I'm going to head over to tasks, and you'll see, we won't see anything because the camera just turned off, but we have a priority board. So this is going to be status and highest priority tasks. And then we have tasks by project. So I'm going to delete these. These are a sample. And what I can do is I can add it directly to the project that we created by, for example, saying client background, documents, maybe set up the client portal. And what I could do, if you're familiar with kind of linking databases in Notion, is I could just open this up and hit the project, which is going to be Acme Inc. branding. But I want to show you another way of doing it in this setup, which is quite neat. And that is to create a new project view and drag our tasks into a timeline. So I'm going to do one more thing, which will be important later. Just set this target date for any date at all. We just need to have a date property that is set. That's going to help us when we're dragging it into a timeline view. So, new project view. This is what our project view will look like. There's an overview, there's project progress, and there's a timeline and specific tasks that are focused on that project. I'm going to create another one of these, and we're going to label it Acme Inc. Maybe Acme Inc. View, Acme Inc. Project. So you can see I just hit that button, and now I have another copy, a fresh copy of this project view, Acme Inc. Project, maybe branding project, whatever. I can give it, a little purpose statement. I can list any key goals. And there are 2 things I need to configure to make sure that this project view is specific to Acme Inc. First, I'm going to update this progress bar. So I just need to type in anything that's related to this Acme Inc. name property, Acme Inc. branding. There's no tasks assigned, so there's no progress bar yet. And then I need to also filter this to be with the right project. So the right project, in this case, is going to be Acme Inc. branding. And I can do the same for this tasks filter. So once again, Acme Inc. branding. And now this project view is configured. What I was talking about before is now we can create kind of a neat little Gantt chart to track the tasks within this specific project. So we added these before, right? We added the client background documents and set up the client portal. So one way we can add those tasks to this project is just by dragging them into the timeline. And this is going to be a nice way for us to get kind of a waterfall view of how the order of that things should happen, and to get a larger overview of the project and how it's progressing over time. You'll see that these didn't move or disappear. That's because this is also the tasks database. It's just a different view. It's filtered to be the specific project, Acme Inc. It's filtered to be a timeline view. And so when I drag it from here, I'm not creating a copy. I'm just kind of actually adding some information to this task. In this case, I added the information that this is going to be, these are the dates, start date and end date. And I also added the fact that this project or the task belongs to this project. But hopefully that makes sense for how you can create projects directly in the relevant business area, add tasks to the board, either kind of directly into the project here, and then if you want to create a specific project view, so now I have a view which has the progress bar. If I want to mark this as done and archive it, you'll see that this progress bar updates, and I can eventually have a specific focus view for each of my projects in this with this menu here. So after I have done a task or a project, now it's time to take a look at this archive view. We have projects and we have our actions or tasks. This is just going to show all of the tasks that have been archived. It's going to head over to the archive. So I'm going to hit this, send it over to the archive, and we should see those tasks are now in our archive. Same process for projects. You can see on the timeline there is an option to quickly archive your projects once they're done. Head back to the archive and we can see that we have a new project in the archive. And that is it. We just have the two databases, which are projects and tasks. We have a simple way to quickly add new tasks into a project, keep track of the progress of all the tasks inside of that project. And then if we want to have a specific view, we can do so by creating a new project view and configuring it as I've shown in this video. So I hope that makes sense. You can obviously build on top of this project management system. So you could add things like a contacts page. You could add things like objectives and KPIs and then link those to your project. But as a starting base system, two databases, a few pages, and a nice way to quickly create some new focused views.